Wild Things Are, and this book is by Maurice Sendak, and it is the story of Max, a little boy who is sent to bed with no supper, so he takes an adventure to where the wild things are. And this is Kelsey. She's 6 years old, and she's going to be reading Where the Wild Things Are with me today. So, Kelsey, what can you tell me about the cover of this book? What do you see?
I see a boat and some trees and an ocean and a monster.
Good job. So, in this picture, what does it look like the monsters might be doing?
They might be like playing or jumping or dancing.
Right, so they look happy, like they're having a good time. And in this picture, what does it look like the boy's doing?
Looks like the little boy is waving goodbye and leaving.
Good job. So now, in this picture, the author's describing the monsters, and he's saying that they have terrible roars, terrible claws, terrible eyes, and terrible teeth. So, what do you think terrible might mean from the picture?
Maybe scary? The claws are really big and the teeth are sharp and pointy.
Right, so terrible could mean scary from what we've seen here. So we'll find out. So now we're ready to start reading Where the Wild Things Are. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another, his mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. So, Kelsey, how do you think Max feels in this picture? What does it look like is happening?
Maybe sad or mad because he's in his room without eating any dinner.
Good job. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and
Grew.
good job! Until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day and in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. So, did we say that the wild things rolled their terrible eyes, or did they close their terrible eyes?
I think they rolled their terrible eyes.
Right, so they're rolling their eyes at Max. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all, and made him the king of all the wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start." So there's the picture where they're having fun, so you were right. And they're climbing some trees. And it looks like they're just playing together. "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then, all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat, so he gave up being king of where the wild things are. So, what did we say that Max was smelling from far across the world?
Good things to eat.
Right, so Max wants to find out where the good things to eat are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws, but Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. So you were right earlier that Max is leaving all the wild things. Can't be their king anymore. and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day and into the night of his very own room where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot.
That was a good book.
Good, I'm glad you liked it. So now that we finished the book, we have a couple questions about what we just read. So Kelsey, how do you feel when you get in trouble with your mom?
Well, when I make my mom mad, I feel kind of sad about it.
Right, so maybe Max felt really sad that he upset his mom when he got sent to his room with no dinner. And would you miss your mom if you went on an adventure like Max did?
Oh yes, I'd miss her so much.
Good. So, do you think that maybe that's why Max left the wild things, because he missed his mom?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think he really wanted to go home and see his mom.
Good. And so that is where the wild things are.